this is gonna be a bit of a different thing. I wanna try doing a drawing stream, i.e. a stream where I draw. So, let me just share the link around with people. Now, because the camera is in a different location, because I'm drawing instead of looking at the monitor, the model might act up a bit weird. So my apologies for that in advance, but I just want to know how this is gonna go first, if it's gonna go well and all. So it's mainly just a test stream, might not even be that long, but I will take requests from people in chat. If you have my handle, then you probably can give me some refs, but otherwise I will be drawing I'll be drawing just stuff, whatever comes to mind. I hope it won't really be an issue though. Oh yeah, it's turned. Hold on, let me just... let me just change it. There we go, now it should be more accurate, although now it's still mirrored for some weird reason. No, it wasn't mirrored, I'm just dumb. This is the correct way, yes. I think that is the correct, yeah, this is the correct angle. Now you see what I am seeing, so we just up that, there we go. So yeah, I'll just be doing some doodles. I did some on the other side already. Let me show. This is what I drew a few days ago, just because I was in the mood for it. There's some models acting weird, but just some nice doodles of like an alien landscape, alien prehistoric sort of landscape. I think they turned out really well. Like this. Yeah, so I guess I can try more of that. Let me just move this back here. There we go. And I'll just go draw. Yeah, like I said, the camera is acting up a bit weird. Here we go. Just a nice slow stream. Just a nice slow one. Let me check up on health. Yeah, I think it's fine. But we'll see later on. Again, this is all just a test, so if it doesn't work the best, then my bad. Oh, you can now actually see the camera looking at the camera. That's pretty funny. So, what I kind of had in mind maybe is I could like be going over anatomy in these drawing streams, because then I can get a bit of a habit of actually doing anatomy practice within them while kinda like getting some input from others, and maybe like logging my progress. I think that's always good to do. But I don't know how entertaining that would be to watch, but it would be good for me to do, I think. My apologies if I don't have much to say. It's kind of late for me right now. And usually I do be pretty quiet when drawing. I suppose I could put on some music for myself. Well, you guys won't get to hear it because YouTube copyright bullshit. But that might actually help a bit with the silence. Just another idea to add on top of it. Oh yeah, one thing that I wanted to do that I kind of failed at was the Monster Girl challenge, where I will be drawing one Monster Girl per day. That is actually kind of what I tried to do not too long ago. I could show them soon enough, but basically, okay, I think it's a different, yeah, it was a different book, hold on. Let me get that other book. Try to find it anyway. Don't know where it could be. No, it's not that one. Um, um, I'll be right back though. Alright, here it is. Here is the proper book. This one. It's this one over here. Other exercises slash fan art. The other was more doodles. So, first up, we got the Slam Girl. Very obviously inspired by Konata. She's eating a lot of sweets. That one was actually the third day, or yeah, I think like the third day. First day was okay. Like first day was this harpy over here. You know, cute, sort of Genki. Trying not to replicate Poppy, but do still trying to make some similar feeling character, if that makes any sense. Distinct enough from Poppy, that is. And then here, next up we have Santoria, day 2. my wifey. I tried my best to make her like look stoic and like sort of muscular. I think I went well with this arm over here. This arm could have been done a bit better though. Uh, Breasts look great. Face looks alright. The hair, I feel like, is a bit. Oh, sorry for that. Camera is still acting up a bit weird. But the hair over here is still a bit like stiff, I feel. Could have really done some improvement on that. Ears are good, ears are decent and cute. Yeah. And then like face, not my best, not my worst, but definitely want to do some improvements in that area to give it more of an expressive feel. Sword and the horse part, I feel, are like something that I really should be working on more, a lot more. But like, I'll get to there when the time is right. Hold on, something personal. Oh, hello, Ioneth. Hello. I'm just trying to review my drawings. The ones I did for the Monster Girl challenge, I tried up until recently, till I failed. But yeah, I think the horse part is definitely something that I really need to still like do a lot more research on animal anatomy in general, and also human anatomy, of course. But both animal anatomy and human anatomy. Sword is okay, but it really could be using some more perspective still. So yeah, I don't think this is one of my better ones. Then we have the oh, then we have Aiko, but we'll get to her later. We have the slime one over here. I went over her already. She's definitely more of a quick sketch with like definitely a lot of Konata inspired one, but definitely more quick sketch. Didn't try to really look at bother with perspective that much. I think it looks fine just because slime girls in general are more malleable, and you know she's obviously trying a more cartoony expression, so that's fine. Definitely more chibi expression, so it's fine. One thing I do think should definitely be better though is the arms over here. Arms are very lacking still. So yeah, speaking of, maybe I should give some critique on this Harpy too. Harpy, I think arms great. I think the arms went really well. Like I love how I'm pretty proud of how this arm goes in a more forward facing direction, while yes, this one goes into a more sideways facing direction. I think that is a pretty cool per I think that is a pretty cool trick. but then still the legs are something I should definitely be working on. Definitely could have done better. I think I just kind of need to make this more fluffy, and then like this leg more. Well, the leg is fine, I think. Oh, hello, Erwin. Um, hello. I know it's late for you, so and it's late for me too. So I won't try to make it too late. But I'm just going over some of the stuff I can improve about my art. A bit of a test stream, and then like maybe trying to do a bit drawing because I have now two cameras. Oh yeah, here we have Ayako. Now this one I am really proud of. I am really proud of this one. I think this one looks fantastic. I think this one looks without a doubt the best of all the challenge so far. Love the whole face. Oh, my model's acting up weird. But yeah, love the whole face here. Love the text, like love how the text looks deranged in here. Love how the boobs break like the chain. Arms look pretty decent too. Hands too. Arms are a bit obscured, of course, but the hands look decent. Belly looks alright. Definitely could use a bit more work on it though, but a bit more detail on it, but it looks fine alright. Otherwise, the snake part looks excellent, I think. Like all of it. I think I did a good combination of omitting enough detail but keeping enough detail in. But I do think I still need to like think a bit more about how they twist in perspective these snake parts. Things that I don't really think went as well are the door frame, which I think is a bit of a weird perspective if you look at it for a bit longer, but you can just kind of ignore that because it's not really part of it's not really the focus of the picture, but it is kind of something that I do need to practice more. Perspective, and then the chain also can be a bit better done. I think that was just kind of a last minute addition, so I didn't really think about perspective all that much. Um, Ears look fantastic, and I love the face here. It's just really great. I did use a lot of references for this though, uh, primarily other primarily other Yandere characters. I do quite like the chain. Yeah, I think the chain looks good, but I do think it's kind of lacking in perspective. Is what I mean. It could look better in terms of perspective, but the idea looks good, and I think the feeling of it looks good too, if that makes any sense. Alright, and oh yeah, this part right here, AM05, small part, but it does add towards it. Okay, next page. Here we have anglerfish. I really love this one as well. It's simple, but it's cute. It's simple, but it's really cute. Like, I love drawing anglerfish. One of my favorite things to draw. That's why I have a little guy over here. But I think other, as just looks great in general. Like how this angler goes over here. Like how her face looks. Like how her hair looks all messy and stuff. And her like fin, her fin. Yeah, I think that's also pretty decent amount of roughness in it. Um, body I can definitely get some improvement in. And the spear looks good, but I do think, again, needs some more perspective. Worst thing about this one is the arms. Still something that is a reoccurring issue, I notice. Is she also from a Vienna or a random character? Oh, this is just a random character. I did all of these for the Monster Girl challenge, which I did up until recently, but I unfortunately kind of quit because I got kind of burnt out. I wanted to try doing it again, but I was thinking maybe I could like do it through streaming, if that makes any sense. Let me show you the rest. You have the slime, and then the harpy, and then Ayako, Centauria over here, and then we're back to this angler girl. But yeah, I think she went pretty good. She turned out pretty good, I think. But I do think, like, again, it's the arms. It's the arms and the body. That's something I really need to work on. Tail, the animal part is actually fine though, especially compared to the other two animal-based Monmusu that I did so far. So yeah, this one's pretty good. Okay, here we have Spider. I really tried. Like, Spider was kind of something hard for me to kind of be creative with. So I really like, I thought like, oh hey, spiders like they're huge in Australia, and like, so I just went based off of that and made a character based off of that, just kind of a shit post, kind of a joke character. Yeah. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you like it. She do be fluffy, but yeah. There's no hips here, unfortunately. I think that's a bit of an issue. Like it just cuts off at the waist. That's something I notice. And again, hands lacking. Although arms are pretty. This arm is pretty good here. This arm is still lacking, unfortunately. Breasts alright, but there were better breasts on Syria and on Ayako for sure. Face looks good. Face looks pretty good too. Hair also pretty good, I think. This GB, that's just for fun. Um, Hi Kara, hope you're having a good day. And then like the spider part, I do think looks very good though. I'm used to drawing spiders. They're some of my other favorite things to draw. So that's why we have a little guy over here. Oh, that's why we have a little guy over here. Where you can see one over there, just as a little doodle. But yeah, I think this one went pretty well too. Um, oh, okay. Now here's another real stretch. The next there was Plant Girl. So like I thought like, what's my favorite plant girl? Mandrake. I really like mandrakes in terms of mythology from what they are. And I thought it would be funny to have like a plant girl that is like very like metal looking, very unfloral, you know, like so like I kind of based this like oh and like oh like mandrakes they scream a lot, so you know, of course they'd be into metal music. So I made a little comic around that using the harpy from before and a little elf girl over here. She's German. Scheiße. And like, yeah, that's clever. Well, thank you, thank you. I do want it to be funny, but like, yeah. Um, I think like the, these comic panels, I'm not gonna go over the anatomy in those because they are just kind of comic panels. They're there to be funny. Same for this, right? Like you're not looking at an anatomical detail there. But the Mandrake herself, you know, I am kind of disappointed, actually, sadly. Face looks good and the idea is good, but I think it's just the way I drew all these roots hanging off. I didn't really like put much thought behind that. I really should have done more thought behind drawing those roots. The hairstyle is kind of supposed to be like leaves, but you don't, and also kind of like long metalhead style, but you don't really see that, unfortunately. So I think this leaves a lot like to the imagination. Like just barely a monster girl, unfortunately. I would like to maybe do a slight redesign of her. I do like her design overall, but I do think like she should have a bit more uh, obvious monster presence in her. Um, Breasts are kind of lacking too, and the like what the clothes, right? Like she's supposed to be wearing fishnets, but it's not very visible here. That's another thing. Okay, I'm not very good at designing clothes. Um, all the characters up until now, the ones that are original ones, they usually just wear either a t-shirt or the seifuku. And here she just wears fishnets. I really need to like study clothes a bit as well, like fashion and shit. Like I think that's an underappreciated field that I want to study. Um, Hands are a bit fucked, and the arm. This arm is alright. This arm is not so good. Body itself is a bit stiff, but I think it's fine for like a comedy piece. It's fine, but I do you just kind of start to notice that I'm getting a little bit burnt out at this point, anatomy wise. Okay, now we have next up. Um, we have this one. Octopus Girl. They ate was Octopus Girl or Octomaid. So I thought like, oh, like that's like based around octopi. That's based around Cthulhu. That's so what if I made like a cultist octopus, an occultopus, if you will. So then like made a little comic here, and they have like a little Evil Dead reference over here. So yeah, I think face. Let me get a flat view of it. Thick tentacles. Yeah, tentacles. Okay, tentacles look good, but I'll get to those later. Face looks good. I think the hoodie and the clothing a bit better than the other ones. Arms again still lacking. Very lacking. Very flat looking arms here. And then hands. Hands are okay, but kind of mediocre, but not the worst. Yeah, but it's definitely like arms and hands. Yeah. Breasts again, they look pretty decent. Waist too decent. Here's where it starts to get weird, right? The waist. The waist and the pseudo legs, i.e. the tentacles, look a bit weird. Like, where does this come from? Where does this come from? And like the hips, like, I'm a bit confused here by the anatomy. So I do need to really work on that. Tentacles themselves, I think they look good, but I do think I kind of tried to work too too much to keep it inside of this space, making it look a bit too square, if that makes any sense, at least on this side. And then, like, I think this one looks good, this one looks good, these two, you definitely sense some compromise there. These ones look good though, I think. This one looks a bit weird, like why is it flat? Like I said, they made it flat because she's like standing, but then she's not standing on any of the others. So yeah, arms definitely something I need to like work on, in my opinion. Arms and like the waist are my big two weaknesses, I notice. Yeah, arms, hands, and the waist. Okay, now next up is just one that I feel completely failed. It's this demon over here. And I think she just completely fucking fails. Because, okay, like, let's go over the good thing first, though. The face. I think the face looks great. Looks well expressing. I tried to go with more of a smug vibe here. But then I tried to draw the girl from the succubus demon from Months Ago Encyclopedia. The horns are absolutely not working out here. I just do not understand. Did not understand how they would work. They just definitely need to improve like how I go about horns. And then here it just starts to go completely off the rails. She looks like a sausage. She looks like a fucking sausage. That's how like she looks way too smooth. There's no substance here. It's basically just one big sausage. Yeah, I think that is definitely something that I fucked up with. That I like had a mistake with, but I really at this point I was really getting tired. The face, yeah, the face looks good. It's just everything else. But that, yeah, at this point I was getting really tired, and like Akon was next up, so I was kind of busy with other stuff too. But like I think the wings looks a bit fine too. At least this part, maybe not this part, not that part. The arms, again, they look kind of trash, and especially on this hand over here. This hand just looks way too flat, and this arm looks way too straight. Tail looks good, but it just looks like there are no bones in her. Just completely no bones, and even the breasts are like very mid. But yeah, just completely no bones. Just absolutely disappointing. Okay, the next one I do kind of like though, at least on a conceptual level. It's this one, the platonic succubus. This one's my uh, this one's my favorite in terms of like original ideas for Monmusu, because like yeah, the platonic succubus forms when a regular succubus is starved of any social contact. Unlike regular succubi, the platonic succubus feeds off of friendship. Hugs work especially well. I just like the idea here. I would be her friend. Me too. I really love her. She really cute. I really wanna be her friendo. But yeah, like the concept itself works really strong here, and I think like maybe anatomy wise, it's not the best. It's a bit thin, comparable to the other demon on the other page. She's a bit thin and a little bit stiff, but I think that's fine for this sort of concept. But I would like some more expression nonetheless, and a bit more anatomy too, a bit more anatomical accuracy. These arms, this one's alright. This one could definitely be done a bit better. Hands, very messy. I tried to make her like grab uh, a demon teddy bear, but the detail kind of got lost on that. So you kind of see a little wing here on the teddy bear. But I do like how these horns they move down, and these ears they also just these pointed ears move down as well. That really contributes to like the pressing feeling that she has. And wings also great, and then the tail also really good. I think like okay, another thing that I'm kind of disappointed at is this a lack of pants, which I still like. I think that was just because of laziness, and I mean, of course, Sokibi would not wear pants, but maybe it's like a cultural thing, like they don't wear pants. But I do think like maybe I should give a bit more. You know, it's always the waist. It's always the waist and the arms. It's always the waist and the arms that I need to like work on a lot. Yes. And like the legs are they're okay I guess, but a bit stiff. Should have a bit more emotion in them I feel. So yeah, after this I kind of almost quit. I did one more after this. Um okay, so day 5 was true day 11 was True Monster and there's this game called Anomalous Coffee Machine and there's like a lot of transformations in it. So long story short, you can like make a girl drink anything from a coffee machine. It's based off an SCP, and a lot of the effects that you would get would like turn her into a monstrosity. So here's a bit of fan art of that, where I tried to like depict one of those transformations, one that would be in it. Not any specific one, just kind of a generic monstrous face. But like yeah, I think it works pretty well for like the true monster prompt combined with some anomalous coffee machine fan art of course. And then here you have the titular coffee machine over here. I think that one looks pretty well too. But this is basically like a redraw of the scene. Okay, so the day after that was zombie, and um, my idea was to draw both Rotty Tops from Shantae and Saki from Zombieland Saga, doing like a boob comparison over here. But I never really got around to it. I think the arms just look like shit, And well, this arm looks fine, but this one looks like shit. And I think the face is still, I was very disappointed with. So I just kind of ended it before I could even finish it. Because I was just so tired at this point. Like, you gotta keep in mind, I was doing one of these every day, and I've gone over, what, 11 already? That's almost 2 weeks. So yeah, definitely, like, felt a bit of burnout. I'm maybe thinking of trying to continue this one on stream. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe like if this stream turns out well, then I might continue it tomorrow, or maybe just try again. But I do want to continue doing the challenge in general. Hold on, let me check up on stream health. Looks fine. Okay. Um, so like yeah, that's what I've been drawing over the past like what 2 weeks. Yeah. I've also been doing bunch of other stuff at the convention. Been drawing a bunch of other stuff at the con. Let me go show that real quick. Let me find it though. Alright. Okay, let me show off the rest. The other things I've been drawing. So there was like an activity where you could like make pins. So here I made a bunch of like templates for Akiba Made War themed pins and one with an anglerfish. I initially like tried, I had to do this like twice because the first attempt they were just like you see the you see the, hold on, you see the inner, ah damn it, okay, see the inner circle here, that's where, like outside of that is where the side of the pin, the stuff on the side of the pin would go, while this would be the only stuff visible on the inside of the pin. Same here, right? And same here. So my first time I did not know this, so I made them look like this, right? I think they still look very cute, but a lot of this stuff would not be visible on the pin, unfortunately. So I kind of made these ones afterwards to compensate for that. I could show the pins soon. Let me just quickly grab them. Alright, so as you can, here are the pins. As you can see, this one turned out very well. This one over here. Really happy with how this one turned out. So I got like two versions of this. Well, I got two copies of this one over here. Not including this one. This one's the failed one, unfortunately. You can see that the text is not visible, and the other ear is not, and like the rest of her made uniform is not. So that's unfortunate. But that's why I made this one, to kind of try and make something that would have all these elements visible. Obviously, you can't have as much text on a smaller scale like that, but I still try to put a little bit of text on it, just her name. And then here we have a little extra, the made war pin, just the logo of it, me trying to recreate it. And here you have the angler pins, this one being the failed one. Unfortunately, you can kind of see how the space stuff gets outside of there, like how it gets cut off, and even the tail. Very unfortunate, but here I try to compensate for that and like make it just focusing around the angler. Just have the space stuff in the background and no other elements. But I think these ones worked out pretty well. They worked pretty well, and even these ones to some degree not too bad. So that's one thing I've been drawing at the convention there. And then another one more thing is this piece of fan art of Tomoko cosplaying Konoha from 16-bit Sensation. Let me just turn it. So it looks like this. It's a bit of a sequel to this piece. I'm sure that you're familiar with it, but just in case you're not, it's Konoha cosplaying. No, it's Tomoko cosplaying Konoha. Tomoko Kuroki from Matsumoto cosplaying Konoha from 16-bit Sensation. I can be a game dev. I really love this one, this work of art. I really love how this turned out. Even if the hands aren't the best, I just really love how the feeling of it is, you know. So I'm definitely very glad with how this looks. And then the sequel also looks very good. Here our hands look a bit better, but you still can kind of see like the Konoha influences here. That the ears kind of cut off, unfortunately, but I still think it looks very, very good. Absolute worst game you ever played. It's finished, sorta, version 1.1. And she's like smiling with like tears in her eyes. It's great stuff. I really like this. But yeah, I've been drawing that on convention, and then also all those Monmusu. Oh, one more thing I drew. Just kind of doodles. But I know you like it, Erin, so I know you like this kind of stuff. But here's some doodles I did of just creatures. Just some creatures. Nothing special really. I like this pig over here and this spider. I'm really glad that you do. I'm really glad that you do. I know they're not exactly like the most like anime like things. The centipede scorpion thing. Yeah, I think that one looks really good. Scorpion's another one of my favorite things to draw. This bird over here too. And then like these shrooms. And this angler was, yeah, like. Oh, and this is a slime. Just in case you wanted to know. So it's like, this is the nucleus. And like here you have the mouth. It's a bit of a bit of a bit of a unorthodox take on a slime, but I like the idea of slimes looking like that. I did one more. I showed it off at the start of the stream. Let me go grab it real quick. These ones over here I did yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? Something like that. Hold on, let me just get a better view of it. Like this. Pro. Pro. Oh yeah, the elephant, yeah. The elephant's quite a weird one. Although I tried to make it look more like a tapir, it ended up looking more like an elephant anyway. I really love this Archaeopteryx. I think this one looks really cool. Would love to draw more cases of Archaeopteryx, or like half dinosaur, half bird type of creatures. Really good. And these bulb plants too. I like them too. And here you have another fish. Pretty fun. Some shrooms. And over here you have the sort of the deer bird. Familiar sort of one I did before and one I showed you before. It's an idea that I've been kind of liking. Like a cross between a deer and a bird. How that would look like. So I think that's like a species that I would like to revisit later on. Revisit a bit more. Here you have something more, a bit more, I guess, Lovecraftian, where it's like a fish with tentacles coming out of its head. So yeah, and like yeah, a lot of it speaks for itself in my opinion. The 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 landscape here is also good. It's like a cliff, and all these like creatures are on top of that cliff. So I think that's pretty fun. Okay. Now on the other side, I did just a few, not too many. These ones I just now, just a few snakes, a bit of a flower and landscape, and a bit of like a virus. What would I call this? A spider, a monster sort of thing. Just a disgusting alien creature thing. That's what you could call it, yeah. But I like how the Archaeopteryx looks the most, I think. And this fish and like the bulbous flowers. Those are some of the highlights in my opinion. I never really try to get too critical of my doodles because they are just meant to be doodles. They are just kind of meant to be experimental and fun. They're never meant to be like serious, realistic drawings of animals. I think that would kind of not get across the point. That would kind of miss the point if I tried to like make these doodles look realistic. So yeah, I think yeah, that's about it. That's about everything that I drew in the last 2 weeks or so. Yeah. I think you have to sleep now, but thanks for the stream was nice. Oh, thank you for joining. It was enjoyable. I'll try to tomorrow maybe do some actual drawing of the zombie piece, just to see how an actual drawing stream would go. But I think this worked fine as a sort of test. I think I'm also gonna go to bed soon. Thank you, Iona. Thank you, Erwin. Thank you, Kara. I doubt that I will show this VOD to many people, but just in case, thank you whoever is watching the VOD, and have a good day or night.